Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to what is today us taking a look at the Queen Iona challenge fight. And for the start of this video, I am using bog standard cav with just luck on. There's no fancy forge being used. However, as you can see, we did stick a potent revitalise on because I was finding that health could sometimes be a little bit of an issue throughout this fight. So, you know, go along, grab pots are there to help you over at Alchemy Academy. This is by no means the quickest way to get through the fight. I'll show you a quicker run right at the end, but other classes do also work. You know, things like Void High Lord, Arcana Invoker, Varus Doomlight, Dragon of Time. The list goes on. Let us start with the mechanic you need to be worrying about. As standard, a green plus symbol will appear above your head. When you see that green plus, you need to head to the red side of the screen. When a red minus sign appears above your head, this time round, you need to head over to the green side of the screen, which all sounds easy enough. However, Iona does play the Uno reverse card on you, which is this reversed effect, and you'll know when this has been activated because the blue reverse symbol will appear above your head, and also the text, "The storm is out of control, your next charge will have the opposite effect." So when that has appeared and is active, you need to make sure when the red minus sign appears above your head, you go to the red side of the screen, and when the green plus has appeared, you go to the green side of the screen. If you're finding that you're getting nuked and wiped, that is because you've stood on the wrong side of the screen at the wrong time, so that'll be the reason why. Now, the fight pretty much always begins as standard. Worth noting, the reason we're using base Chaos Avenger this time around is just so I could go through this as slowly as possible to try and explain the fight. As you may have noticed, the green plus appeared above our head, and as a result we went to the red side of the screen. At the start of the fight, you just need to keep an eye out for these symbols appearing. There it is, red minus, so this time round we go to the green half of the screen, and it stays like that for a little while until we start getting to the reversed period of the battle. Now that does take a little while to get to, particularly if you're going through this really slowly. Like I say, pots will speed this up significantly, so definitely go and use them and stick on your forge enhancements if you have them. For now, the battle just continues in that same pattern, so we're going to speed it up a little while we go through those stages. However, in just a second, things are going to start changing because now we've got reversed effects coming in. So as you'll notice, literally now, there is this floating reverse symbol above my head, and it has given us that Q text we spoke of. This time around we've been given a green plus, which means we can stay on the green side of the screen. Straight after that, another reversed symbol has appeared, so we already know that we're going into that reverse stage yet again. We now just have to wait for the next symbol to appear to determine what side we're standing on. It's a green plus, which means we can stay on the green half of the screen. Okay, so that is just how this fight now continues on. We have yet another reversed effect has appeared, so as a result, we just have to wait and see what symbol is going to appear next to tell us where we need to go and stand. Yet again, green plus, I assure you that does not always happen. It's worth noting, I don't believe there is a set number of reverses before it mixes the two different sorts in together. So in case you're not aware, in a moment's time, we're going to be getting both the standard way of doing it and the reversed way. It kind of mixes between the two. This one here is still on the reverse. We had that reverse symbol, and we did actually have to go to the red side to match with the minus sign. Right, so you'll note now there has been no reverse sign appear. That Q text has not appeared. When that happens, it means you're back to the standard way. So by that, when we get the green plus, we go to the red side of the grid. Yet again, you're just going to be keeping your eyes out for what's going on. As you'll note, we've now had the reverse symbol appear, so now we're onto that reversed pattern. Rather conveniently, that symbol does stay above your head for quite a while, so hopefully you will be noticing it when it is appearing. Anyway, it's gone to a red minus, so we need to go to that red half of the grid, and from there on we just keep our eyes peeled for whether it's going to be standard or if it's going to be reversed. Now, as we said earlier, this is by no means the quickest way to go through doing this, but I kind of just wanted to show you a bog standard one using some relatively cheap potions, so hopefully it's a run that's fairly accessible to everyone. Like I say, there will be other simple runs you can go on using other classes, some of the ones we mentioned earlier, if you happen to have those as options. Now, of course, as I said, we can do this a little bit more speedy, and if you are doing it more speedy, there's less zones to worry about, less reverses, etc., so it does make the fight considerably easier to do. In this case, we are going to be running Void High Lord and sticking full forge on, running potions the lot. Anyway, so let us go about equipping all of that, and then we can show you roughly what the fight will play out like. I mean, it plays out pretty much exactly the same as what we've just looked at, except you can get through it a lot quicker. About a minute 15 seconds it took me. I'm I'm sure there's ways you can do it even faster if you really want, but it's just for information. I'm running Dauntless, Anima, and then we also have Vainglory on our cape. I also just equipped some handy pots that I had because I'm trying to use all these up and free up some inventory space. Anyway, while I go along and fight Iona, let us just discuss something which is really important to note. As you're here, presumably you're farming for the new class, and coincidentally you want to get the Lothians Lightning, which is the drop that you're farming for off of those quests. Now, we already know there is a free player one, a member one, and a companion pet one. The free player quest is in fact daily, so if you are a free player, you're only going to be able to get one Lothians Lightning a day unless you spend ACs and end up buying that companion pet, because the companion pets quest is a repeatable one, and so is the members one. So if you have everything pre-farmed, you can actually go along and grab this class right now, presuming you go and defeat Iona 10 times in a row. So that's just worth noting. I will be doing a full guide on how to get the class a little bit later on today, most likely. It's quite bog standard. It's mostly just the items we showed you yesterday you need to go through farming for. But you know what? We've had some requests for it, so we will get it done. As you'll see in the background, we're very, very low now on Queen Iona. It's getting through an awful lot quicker. So if you do have Forge and everything available to you, if you're an endgame player coming along and doing this, I'm sure you're sticking them all on anyway, but it's definitely worth it because, as you'll see, speed, an awful lot quicker. Anyway, folks, as always, thank you very much for watching. I hope my explanation made sense. It made sense in my mind. I know that doesn't always help everyone, but fingers crossed it is vaguely useful to you. So until next time, have a lovely day, and I'll see you all again incredibly soon.